Margaret Joseph's and Dorinda Medley's live show canceled after rumored fallout. Bravo stars Dorinda Medley and Margaret Josephs had a good thing going with their live tour, Blonde Ambition, a real Housewives experience. However, their last event for the year was abruptly canceled amid claims of a fallout. The duo started their tour in November with a sold-out show in Harrisburg, PA. They had 2 more scheduled for that month, and the last one was on December 2 at the City Winery in New York. However, something seemingly happened after the November 6 live show because they never made it to the last scheduled stop of their tour. Neither of the women has spoken out on their alleged rift, but a clip posted online might shed some light on that. Dorinda Medley and Margaret Josephs had a tense spat during a radio show appearance. After leaving the drama of RHONY behind in 2020, Dorinda is now embroiled in an unexpected Housewives spat with her friend Margaret. A clip originally posted by TikTok user Max_and_Milo shows a behind-the-scenes moment from Jeff Lewis Live, where the duo joined as guests to promote their December 2 show in New York. The clip was from the November 12 episode, where monsters and critics reported on another segment from the show regarding an intruder at Dorinda's at Bluestone Manor. However, there was a lot more happening behind the scenes. The clip showed the duo talking to Jeff during a commercial break, and a disagreement ensued about someone working production on their tour. At one point, Dorinda said something inaudible to Margaret, but Jeff heard it and responded, "I don't want to cause any problems. Oh no." Things escalated as Dorinda told Margaret, "Just do me a favor. Please don't speak for me." "Well, don't speak for me," retorted the Real Housewives of New Jersey star. As the women continued to argue, Dorinda reiterated, "Just don't talk for me." RHONJ's Margaret and Dorinda canceled the last show on their tour. We're waiting for Margaret and Dorinda to explain the reason behind their canceled show, but all signs point to their argument on the radio show. Dorinda was known for clashing with her RHONY co-stars, and Margaret has been called ruthless by RHONJ fans. So can you imagine a face-off between the duo? Meanwhile, when they went back on air, Jeff told his listeners that the women had a mini catfight during the break, and even joked that the show was canceled. "No, we're fine," Margaret responded. Unfortunately, things were not fine because the December show was later canceled. City Winery, the venue for the event, posted an update on its website for those who purchased tickets. This is BNCANCLED. Please see email for next STPs. It was supposed to be an unforgettable evening of glamour, wit, and sharp-tongued banter. 2 of Bravo's brightest stars, Margaret Josephs from The Real Housewives of New Jersey and Dorinda Medley from The Real Housewives of New York City, teaming up for a live show that would blend their larger-than-life personalities and decades of reality TV wisdom. Tickets for the show, The Housewives Take Manhattan, sold out within hours. Fans eagerly awaited the perfect storm of their signature sass and undeniable chemistry. But instead of the anticipated fireworks, an unexpected silence fell across the world of reality TV. The show was abruptly canceled, and the news spread faster than any gossip in the Housewives universe. Rumors of a falling out between Margaret and Dorinda quickly flooded social media. Was it an argument? A betrayal? Or simply a clash of 2 egos too big for one stage? The speculation was endless, but answers were scarce. Neither woman had publicly commented, fueling the fire. At the center of the storm, Margaret and Dorinda had always seemed like an unlikely yet perfect pairing. Margaret, known for her colorful personality and sharp wit, had formed a friendship with Dorinda during various Housewives crossover events, where they had an undeniable rapport. Dorinda, the Bluestone Manor Queen, was known for her cutting humor and no-nonsense attitude. The idea of them together in one show was a dream for fans who had long wondered what would happen if two of the franchise's biggest personalities combined forces. The initial excitement over the show's announcement was palpable. Fans were ready for the banter, the one-liners, and the back and forth that could only come from two of the most iconic housewives in the game. Margaret, ever the entrepreneur, had been keen to market the event as not just a live performance, but an intimate evening with the stars, complete with behind-the-scenes stories, personal anecdotes, and their signature brand of humor. Dorinda, known for her love of good times and high spirits, was just as eager to bring her own unique flair to the stage. It was going to be the event of the season. But when the show's sudden cancellation was announced, fans were left scrambling for answers. Theories about the fallout between Margaret and Dorinda ranged from creative differences to personal disagreements, but nothing concrete emerged. Speculation turned into theories that there had been more to the falling out than anyone could have guessed. Some fans pointed to their differences in the housewives' dynamic. Margaret had always been an outspoken advocate for speaking her mind, often calling out her co-stars for their behavior. Dorinda, on the other hand, had a reputation for holding grudges and often resorted to passive-aggressive tactics. Could it be that behind the smiles and laughs, there was more tension than either of them was willing to admit? Some suggested that Dorinda's infamous "you're a rat" remark during her time on Arjo and I might have resurfaced in the live show discussions. Had Margaret called Dorinda out for her sometimes ruthless tactics, only for Dorinda to push back? Another theory that gained traction was the issue of stage presence. Dorinda, who had spent years being the life of the party, may have found herself frustrated with Margaret's more polished, rehearsed style of performance. Margaret, the savvy businesswoman, often approached her housewives' appearances with a level of calculated precision. Perhaps Dorinda felt that Margaret wasn't playing fair in the partnership, relying too much on scripted jokes and rehearsed delivery rather than embracing the chaotic energy of live performance. And then there were the whispers about a personal rift, one that extended beyond the spotlight. In the cutthroat world of the Real Housewives, friendships can often be fleeting. Margaret and Dorinda had each been through their fair share of conflicts within their respective franchises. But had they crossed a line with one another? Could a disagreement over a personal matter have sparked the tension that led to the show's cancellation? For fans of RHONJ and RHONY, this wasn't just the loss of a live performance. It felt like the unraveling of a long-anticipated bond between two of their favorite housewives. The audience had been promised an evening of candid moments, laughter, and perhaps even a glimpse into the real personalities behind the television personas. Now that promise was shattered, and with it, the possibility of watching two of Bravo's most dynamic women share the stage was lost. As the rumors swirled, Margaret and Dorinda took to social media to express their disappointment over the cancellation. In a joint statement, they both alluded to creative differences, but refrained from going into detail. The message was diplomatic, but it did little to quell the rumors. Fans were left wondering if this was a public attempt to save face, or if there was more to the story. While some hoped that the cancellation was a temporary setback, others were beginning to suspect that the fallout between Margaret and Dorinda was more serious than either of them were letting on. Were they still friends? Or had their falling out been so dramatic that it was beyond repair? The once solid partnership now seemed fractured, and no one knew if or when it could be mended. Behind the drama and disappointment, though, there remained a lingering sense of intrigue. This was the world of the Real Housewives, after all. And in that world, even the most bitter of disagreements could lead to future opportunities. Could this be the beginning of a new feud, one that would play out on television for the next season? Or was this simply an unfortunate blip in a friendship that was meant to last? One thing was certain: the Housewives Take Manhattan was no longer just an event. It had become a symbol of everything the Housewives franchise had come to represent: drama, intrigue, and the power of mystery. Fans would be left eagerly awaiting the next chapter in this unexpected saga, wondering if the lie show would ever happen, and what other twists and turns awaited these two reality TV icons. In the end, the canceled show left fans longing for more. What could have been a perfect pairing of Margaret and Dorinda now felt like an opportunity lost. The rumors, the tension, and the drama had only amplified the allure of what might have been, leaving fans on the edge of their seats, waiting to see how the story would unfold. Would the like show ever come to fruition? Or was this the final act in a long-running tale of friendship, rivalry, and the ever-present drama of reality television? Only time would tell.